guys, welcome back to Hero to Villain. There we are with me, Dustman GFM. Good to see you. Welcome back. You can see straight away from the off, since we last met in the Lincoln and Mansfield games, we have been on a fantastic run of form, an unbeaten run of form at the very least. 3 wins, 2 draws. The draw's actually quite disappointing. One though, actually, one's disappointing, one's not so disappointing. Cardiff, 2-2 against them. Actually a very good result, aside they're up there with us, battling for those automatic spots. So that's not too bad. Ipswich, on the other hand, aside that, I think we're in 14th position. Not particularly good at all. 0-0. Really quite poor from us, especially as a home game as well. Before that, very good winning at Swansea, Birmingham beaten, as well as a very good winning against Blackburn Rovers as well. Tony Wright getting a hat-trick, so you might think he's back in fine form. No, injured again. Sprained ankle ligaments, hasn't played since that game, so yes. Today we've got Barnsley and Hull at the end of November, beginning of December, crossover period, and you can see Sisto as well, back in goals for me. We should talk about Pione Sisto a little bit, a player that I said at the end of last season could potentially tear up this division, had a very underwhelming campaign in the Premier League for Villa last year. Of course, when I came in, he didn't feature a massive amount either, but 9 goals, 6 assists, and a 7.43 average rating. A couple of man of match awards for him as well. 18 games started, and yeah, it's really rewarding me. He's got some really nice attributes for this division, especially. I expected him to do well, and he is doing so. I'm really pleased with his form. And Joshua Onoma, a little bit of a surprise package. Him and McGinn have been swapping over. McGinn back out with an injury again, so we'll see Onoma continue in that central position today. And every time he's played for me, he's played pretty well. Was one of the better players I had at the back end of last season when we brought him in. Changed the system around a little bit and had a decent run of Premier League form. Yeah, in this division he's doing really well too. Of course, don't forget people like Hurtado, very, very good player, Joseph Hurtado in the centre. I don't want these midfielders to get overlooked because we've got these obviously quite good attacking players, but yeah, keep looking at Hurtado because a very, very good footballer indeed. Of course, on loan from Liverpool. The chances of us getting him back next year, very unlikely. The chances of us loaning him this year, that was unlikely too, so you never know. So, coming up then, we've got Barnsley, but first things first, folks, league table-wise, we are top of the table. Lemons is the top joint goal scorer. Sisto's got a very good average rating comparably to the rest of the league, and you can see Cardiff, Middlesbrough, Leeds, Preston and Hull all trying to catch us. We play Hull a little later on. But first things first then, as mentioned, Barnsley away, 18th position for them, so it should be a routine win, but we've seen at some of these lesser sides, we've struggled a little bit. Lincoln being the main one, Ipswich wasn't particularly good earlier, and of course Sunderland, another mid-table side, our only defeat so far this year, so hopefully we can bounce back today with a win and yeah, get over the troubles of that last Ipswich game I've just played. Alright then, let's get into this, shall we? Team-wise, let's look at the selection. I've already got it ready for you. De Gaulle will be in goal for this one. I've actually thought here, Lloyd Morgan can come back in at right back. I've been mixing things up a little bit, but Mendy and CS will be our back 2 for this one. Hurst at left back, that back 5 now, really cementing itself as our preferred back 5. Onoma will play next to Hurtado as mentioned, Sisto one side, Ulrich the other, and Riva behind Lemons. It's very difficult to know who to play behind them. I guess Riva's been the best in terms of average rating, of course, with Hannah as an option, as well as Gudmundsson. It's tricky to know who to play. Gudmundsson, of course, because he's on so much money, there's this massive theory with me that I should probably be playing him. I have kind of concluded to myself already, though, and of course we'll see how the season goes, but like, he could come in and be fantastic is my point, but there's an option for us to sell him at the end of the year, pick him up on a free transfer as we did, and then just move him on straight away, and I think that might be what we end up doing with him, but we'll have to wait and see. And of course Lemons up top through the middle will score the goals for us. 14 so far for him this season, Sisto just behind with that 9, and the midfield all getting on the score sheet. That's really nice to see. Gudmundsson's got a couple, McGinn's got a couple, Tony Wright's got that hat-trick member, and everyone else in the midfield getting goals as well. Mendy and CS have got a couple to their name too, only the full-backs yet to score. So here we go then, into this game against Barnsley, away from home. It should be routine, right? But is it ever? It's an interesting system from them, which, yeah, I didn't expect to see this early on. Cameron McGeehan in the centre for them. Not too many other names there that I recognise, if I'm going to be completely honest. But they've got this Daly fella in the middle. Good first touch. He's okay on loan from Stoke. Again, I'd like to try and get to know some of the regions, because if we go up and they've got players that we can maybe pinch at some point, I want to know about them. Now, we owe Barnsley after last time, apparently. So we're going to go for the passionate I've got faith in you. Usually does the trick. And let's see then, can we get ourselves an early goal to settle a few nerves? And shout out to Barnsley that have got goals that we can actually see. So that's nice too. As fitness-wise, already we have got the best of them. I rested the boys after the game against Ipswich, and they seem to have recovered well. Hopefully they've not lost any sharpness. I thought they deserved a day off, really. They've been playing a lot of good football recently. I'd say only that defeat on the opening day, otherwise it would have been an unbeaten season so far. As Morgan's going to swing in this corner, will do so. Goes to the back post as we get on that. Hurtado now. Can you put it back in? Lemons is on it, cleared away, just sort of. They've not really got this away though, and you've got to feel, but there's another chance for us in this. Morgan on that side. Can he get a shot on goal? The fullbacks haven't scored yet, and they still haven't scored yet. If they could both score today, that would be a coincidence, I would say, viewers. But it's Hurst's got the ball, our left back over that side. Sisto, we know he likes a goal in this division, and goodness me, that's what you like to see. Mentioned in pre-game, and Pione Sisto with his 10th goal of the season, cutting in from that left-hand side on the right foot. has banged it in. Even if, to be honest, even if Tony Wright comes back and is fit, he seems very injury prone to me at the moment. Sisto at the moment is not droppable, playing some fantastic football either on the left or the right, and another sensational goal to his name. Lovely stuff. As a corner we played in, we could double the advantage straight away as Lemons goes close. I think it's hit Moat and got in, and he's been credited with the own goal, but Lemons was the player that rose and headed in on goal. Let's look at it in 3 dimensions. You can see Morgan swings in this corner. Lemons gets up massively, powers down the header. Probably would have gone anyway, I think, but Moat has been gifted the own goal. Not what he wanted, I can only imagine. But I feel like we're getting to know these boys now. I feel like we're getting a little bit of a rhythm. I feel like you as the audience as well are now understanding what they're good at, what they're not so good at. And yeah, we're developing this quite nicely as that goes forward as well. CS steps out. We've certainly got, and I think it's becoming clear now to see, and I said it a few episodes ago as well, that if we don't go up automatically, I'll be very surprised. I think squad-wise, we have a much better squad than any of the teams that are in this division, to be quite honest, as Sisto goes close again. If we don't go up, it'll be a massive disappointment, huge disappointment. And I'm going to boldly say as well, this is very early to say this in this series as a Villa manager, but I think if we're to go up next year, the battle will not be to survive relegation. The battle will be to push for the top half finish straight away. I think we're that good. I think this side I've got right now would stay up in the Premier League next year, without doubt. And with a few additions after promotion, which again, I'm putting a lot of pressure on the boys and myself to make sure it happens. We can always go on a terrible run, but after not losing since that opening game, it's looking good. I now realise in my brain, Ben, that you were 2-0 up last episode and we all saw what happened. So shut up, basically. Just watch the game. I've kicked my camera. It's a free kick though. Lemons goes for it and wow, I didn't even know Raymond Lemons had that in his locker. When life gives you lemons, Lemons gives you goals, and Raymond gets his 15th of the season. Look at this. You don't expect it from the big man, but a great free kick. The keeper can't keep it out, and I wouldn't say we've packed the away end for this game. Half an hour to go in this one, though, and things looking very, very good indeed. A few of our midfielders looking complacent. Reaver's going to come off for Gareth Hanna, who's going to get the chance. And in the midfield, there's not really much else we can do, so we'll leave it as is with just the one change for now. I feel like we need to bring back the jingle for someone. I don't know, can it be Lemons? I mean, let's see if it works. It's Raymond Lemons. Oh, it's just not as good as Marky Fletcher. I've missed the desk and just sunk into... It's not going well. Sisto with a chance. I meant to put my elbow on the desk there, missed it and just went down. So, I mean, it's not ideal, is it, from me? Because I've never done that before. My self-awareness is lacking, but not for Lemons. 16th of the season. He could have had a hat-trick if it wasn't for the own goal. 23 shots for us, 10 on target. We are prolific at scoring goals and creating chances. Morgan's cross comes in, and that Lemons header. Tell you what, talk about directing it in the perfect position. That was it. Over the defender that was on the line, out of the reach of the goalkeeper, and he's on for a hat-trick here. He should maybe already have one, as mentioned, but he might still get it. There's still time for him. 4-0 away from home, looking good. Hurst's on it. Can he find Lemons? His control wasn't the best, but we will get a second bite at the cherry. I mean, it's a fruit-related episode. Lemons, cherries, whatever next. Hannah gets it out to Morgan eventually. I've avoided saying Eric's name. Eric's name. It's very challenging as Lemons goes for it. I will say something about Lemons. Loves a first-time finish. I would say of the 16 goals he scored this year, 10, maybe 11 of them are first-time finishes. He really, that seems to be his thing. He loves a first-time finish, and keep an eye out for that in the rest of the episodes that we see with him up front for us, of course. 4-0 then, not as much possession, but Barnsley have had quite a lot of kickoffs to deal with, so fair enough. But yeah, 2 wins in the first half, or 2 goals in the first half, 2 goals in the second, and this is good going into the game against Hull, who are a promotion contender, remember. It's nice to see us just deal with teams in this fashion, though. Great to see. Right, it's a week's time until we play Hull City, and I don't know if the takeover's still going on, actually. We should probably get an update on that. Of course, we did mention Dr. Tony a while ago. I'm pretty sure that fell through, but are we in the process of any sort of board takeover? No, the owner's still looking to leave, though, so it could happen at any time. If it is going to happen, we're about to enter December. I would like it to happen before the January transfer window, preferably. Financially, we're looking fantastic. 100 million in the bank. I hope it stays like that. Only 7 million to spend in the transfer budget, which I think is sensible when you consider the wages in the Championship. We're spending far more. In fact, how much are we spending compared to other teams? This might be an interesting thing to look at then. So our salary, it is the 4th highest salary. So in terms of Sunderland and Stoke, actually, well, the Sunderland result there doesn't look as bad now, but we're spending 15 million less than them, 17 million less than Stoke, and but considerably more than a lot of the teams in the division again. I think a top 4 finish, top 2 finish is definitely what we should be aiming for, and the salary per annual suggests that. In terms of the financials, of course, we are at the bottom of that list as we made £65 million. Thank you very much, financial experts. Oh, I've just done the 3rd round draw for the FA Cup, and I was only going to mention it really if we had a really notable side. side. We were very close to getting Boston United. We're going to play Reading away instead. Boston will play Millwall. But imagine, viewers, imagine. Oh, hold on. Hold the phone, viewers. Aston Villa board make extra transfer funds available. So they are looking to sell the club, but 22 million now as a month from January. That gives us a little bit of wiggle room if you want to make a couple of changes. I'm actually very happy with the squad. I don't think there's a massive amount needed. And with the way we're playing at the moment, top of the league, there doesn't seem to be any pressing issues for us. But yeah, something to consider. Maybe pick up some younger players that we could maybe develop over the course of 6 months and then involve going into the Premier League next year. But there's not a massive demand for me to go out and get a load of like first team regulars. But again, we're in 2026. My regen hunting abilities have been somewhat limited. We're going to go buy a striker, 70 million. Raymond Lemons is injured. For heaven's sake, that's not what we wanted, is it? That's changed everything. All right then, gang. Going into this game, we're going to have to change things up front. Of course, Lemons isn't going to be available for this one, so has to drop out. Brewster, who's barely played a minute for me. Carl Skinner's been my go-to, and he's going to start this game for me as well. The only other option for us here, and I kind of want to do it, will be to play Gudmundsson next to Reaver. Like, imagine having those two in there, and if it's not working, you just bring Skinner on late doors. I've played the system before, and it was quite successful. I'm not sure how successful it's going to be right now, but let's give it a whirl. Move them into channels, get further forward. I want them both to do that. I don't want them to sit too deep. I want them to both try and press forward, kind of like strikers, but obviously not strikers. Reaver's got 13 finishing, so he could, in theory, be quite a good striker. You never know. I just trust him a little bit more than I do playing Skinner up front for a whole game. I've said before how Skinner's going to come on in sort of an explosive style. The rest of the team, I should have said, sorry, remains exactly the same as it was before. Just this change up top. As we play a whole side that are 6th, so this is probably a bit of a gamble. I think they were 6th when we last checked, actually. I don't know where they are now. But we should be winning this one fairly comfortably. I'm going to try and give the boys a bit of confidence as we play a strikerless system for, well, yeah, I want to say for no reason at all, but there is a bit of logic behind it. I guess we'll see if it's successful. You've got to try things, viewers. We're in a good position right now. We're on a good run. Confidence should be high. It might just catch, I don't know, it might catch Hull off guard. I think you do need to play slightly more positive, though. Home side, you do want these forward players to try and interlink with one another and have some chances in on goal. Of course, our chance creation and shots on target, or shots in general, output has been very good. So we want to try and continue that, really. As I do worry, of course, without the focal point, how will our wide players get on? But Lemons and Skinner, not the same sort of player, so it wouldn't necessarily work the same. And, of course, we do have the option to bring them on. So something to consider as they go forward quite early here, Hull. And if they score early, everything's thrown into disrepute. Everything's thrown into disrepute, viewers. Just like that. 1-0 Hull. And I'm already thinking we should change it. No, we'll get to half-time at the very least and see if they can combine with one another. Of course, if we're 3-0 down by that point, viewers, that we can categorically say we've made a mistake. But here we are. First bit of possession for us. Onoma is the man who's gone slightly further forward. As Eric's gone for it, it's been given as an offside, and, well, I disagree. I guess I'm going to find out now if he is offside. It looked level to me, but I'll be wrong. I'm wrong. All right, not 1-1, although it probably should have been. As we've got a throw in. First time, really, other than the chance you've just seen, we've got a chance to actually maybe do something with the ball, as we give it away pretty dastardly. Daftly, I should have said, as Hurtado tries to swing one in. 35 minutes gone, and it remains at 1-0. I thought playing on the front foot would have helped a little more, but we haven't had a goal yet. We've not really had too many shots on target, to be honest, as that's cleared away, and CS is going to pick it up. And you can see straight away, look, both of these midfielders, maybe sitting slightly deeper, maybe playing them as playmakers on attack wasn't the right thing. Shadow strikers might have worked slightly better, or even attacking midfielders might have worked slightly better. As Morgan now looks for Gudmundsson. If you can play it across Reaver, well, they combined for a goal. So now, I don't know what to think, viewers. Now they've combined for a goal. I think role-wise, though, we've probably got this wrong. Gudmundsson out of his feet. The shot firstly is blocked from him. Morgan just slides it across to him, and then you can see there Reaver in so much space. You can see that the centre backs didn't really know what to do. They were very isolated by an inside forward and an attacking midfielder, all filling those spaces, and it just creates a gap to sort of to pass it along. A little bit like rugby there, wasn't it? The way we did it, and you can see there 1-1, and a highlight before half-time and after the goal, and it's Hull racing forward. It's a great ball across. I mean, that's lasted a long time, hasn't it, viewers? I mean, get your stopwatches out. How long was that? 30 seconds? Right, well, I was talking up the system there. The problem is they've scored a try, so not great. I don't know what to do. We're having a lot of shots. Shots on target, not so good. I mean, we're having slightly more possession as well. I'm going to get aggressive with them and say I expect to see a much better showing. I'm going to continue with this, but I am going to talk. We talked about the role change. I'm going to switch it up. I'm going to make them both shadow strikers and see what impact that has. We've got Mazzala behind them. Like, Onoma can do that running through the centre of the midfield, hopefully. So let's just see if changing the roles ever so slightly gives us a bit more of an attacking outlet. As Mendy there, the ball from Gudmundsson's fantastic. Batista Mendy, second of the season, had a little bit of an injury spell recently, but he's back in. Second goal, as I say, for him. And what a corner this is as well. Hand up in the air as he does it. I mean, he's showing off there, to be honest. But Mendy with a good header, and we're back to 2-2. Good game, this, you've got to say, as I mess things up. Oh, there's still this. I think at some point we'll see. I don't know, I feel weird about it. Gudmundsson's got 2 assists. Riva's got a goal. Gudmundsson now on the free kick. And oh my goodness me. I mean, it's an Erika Gudmundsson. There's a few Erikas in this side. But yeah, I mean, gets another goal. Free kick. Wonderful free kick it was as well. Lemon's goal in the first game. Gudmundsson now as, I mean, that's outrageously good. And I guess having them both on the pitch so far has proved to be... They've both got a goal. They've both got... I mean, another one? Surely not. Imagine if we'd have done it again. Half an hour to go. They've both got goals, to say. A couple of assists as well for Gudmundsson. So, playing really well. It's whether we can get another goal maybe to seal this out. Do we bring Skinner on, who, again, slightly different, a lot more direct, very attacking in that sense, as Hurst puts a ball in. We're at the back post, and we've hit the post. I mean, pop it in, maybe? Or don't. Just you do you, mate. Don't score. What a problem. All right, 15 to go. We've got another free kick. I'm going to miss it. I'm going to miss it. He's missed it. He's missed it. I've not. Everyone's missed it. All right, Skinner is going to come on now. River's going to go off as Gudmundsson's having an absolute stormer of a game. Advance forward for him. I'm going to keep Gudmundsson in this shadow striker role, though, just behind the striker with 15 to go. I mean, Hannah could come on as well, but we don't really need to bring him on. Onoma's nervous in the centre, but everyone's played quite well. As with the lead now as well, I guess we're going to stick with what we've got. Should we have gone more defensive here as they go through on goal? I mean, hindsight's 20/20 and all that. Ball's played in again, knocked down, and it's offside, I assume. Nothing flashed. There's going to be another highlight, though. If we give the ball away, I'm going to start to panic, and we do give the ball away, and... talking about going defensive and still refusing to do it might punish us here. Herc with a chance to level things up. He pulls it back across. To guard the goal. Oh, we've got it, Reed. Oh, to guard the goal, guarded the goal. It's a miracle, viewers. We never saw this coming. And there we are, Villa 3, Hull 2, in a fantastic game of football. End-to-end stuff towards the end there. Very, very dramatic. And to guard the goal, give him the credit, it was pretty quiet throughout the entire episode. Gets a massive save towards the end and redeems everything he might have done previously when he hasn't guarded the goal quite so well. But that was very good. I mean, yes, viewers, yes. Look at us showing off, playing football, winning games. Whatever next? Alright then, that's going to wrap things up for us today then, but you can see, if I bring up the league table, 5 points clear at the top of the championship, looking very good, and without Lemons, who's out for a couple of weeks now, we're still looking good, and hopefully, maybe that system is something we stick with now. I guess we'll find out next episode. I'll let you know how we get on with it, and yeah, that's going to wrap things up. If you've enjoyed today's episode, of course, please do drop a like on it. It really does help out the channel, and if you want to see more, you know what to do. Subscribe to the channel. I've also been streaming a lot on Twitch, over at twitch.tv/DrBenji. I'm doing a Newcastle save over there. We're in the Premier League at the moment, of course, and we're about to battle in the Europa League. So if you've not followed the Twitch channel, there's a link in the description to that. You might find the streams quite interesting as well. And of course, Instagram, Twitter, all that sort of stuff I don't usually mention. But we love with care. I'll see you again soon. Goodbye.